I decided to take my paralyzed son and face one of the harshest races in the world. The Ironman triathlon. When the starting gun fired, every athlete rushed straight into the ocean except for us. We needed help from the staff just to enter the water the next moment. I began pulling my son forward with everything I had. The long distance combined with the freezing sea quickly drained my strength, yet I refused to stop one by one. The other athletes reached the shore, and in the vast ocean only the two of us remained. I clenched my teeth and forced myself to keep going at the very last second of the cutoff time. I finally pulled my son onto the beach. Our refusal to give up moved everyone who witnessed it, but this was only the beginning. Without even catching my breath, I changed my son into dry clothes, then climbed onto the specially built bike and continued the race. We had to hurry and find a way to close the gap. The heat was unbearable as I pushed hard to catch up. I also had to constantly watch my son's condition, little by little. The distance between us and the others began to shrink, and then I suddenly noticed that the road ahead was filled with signs cheering for us. I realized the whole world was encouraging us, but fate was not done testing us just before the cycling finish line. I noticed something was wrong with my son's expression. I stopped immediately and saw that his waist had been rubbed raw with blood, seeping through the moment we crossed the line. I rushed him to the medical tent, watching him in pain. I suggested quitting for the first time, but he shook his head and insisted on finishing the run. So once again, I pushed him forward and began the final marathon. By then, we had been racing for 14 hours. Every step felt like walking on clouds. My body had reached its limit. Dragging my heavy legs, I moved inch by inch toward the finish. Athletes around us kept collapsing from exhaustion, and I was barely holding on myself as the finish line drew closer. Runners ahead crossed one after another with less than 20 minutes remaining. My vision began to blur after a few unsteady steps. I finally collapsed to the ground. My son looked at me, completely spent. He knew I had given everything I had, but he did not give up with trembling hands. He used every ounce of strength to push the wheelchair forward. That moment rekindled my broken spirit. I roared and stood back up, grabbed hold of my son again, and with the last strength in my body sprinted toward the finish. In the final second, before time expired, we crossed the line together. The crowd erupted with thunderous cheers.